Hello, my friends. I'm going to be doing an embellishment video here. This was a funky pour end of day thing where I just combined all I had left over. I had some metallics and pastels, a little bit of silicone, just did a flip cup and spread it around, and it wasn't doing anything for me. So then I took a skewer and I just made spirals in this whole center area. And as I did that, I thought, gee, they kind of look like roses. Maybe I can embellish it with some kind of abstract spray of roses right there. So that's what I'm doing, and I thought you might enjoy watching the process. So I'm just using flat brushes in a size 8 and a size 4. But let me show you on this piece of cardstock just the type of strokes I'm using. It's very, very simple. So I'll just go into the white so you can see it easily on here. And I'm simply using the chisel edge. That's the sharp edge there. And by the way, this is not inexpensive, but it's not the cheapest synthetic brush there is. Water on there, that's not good. Buy the best brushes you can, because if you take care of them, they will last you a long time, and they're worthwhile because they maintain this nice chisel edge, which is important in this kind of thing. So starting on the chisel edge, I'm just doing this type of thing. Starting there, and then smash it down, and then lift and turn. I didn't have much paint on there. So chisel edge, smash, back to the chisel edge. And just doing all different shapes. Maybe just start with the smash and then chisel edge. What else? Chisel, smash, chisel, smash. You know, the possibilities are endless, and you can see that it kind of looks like rose petals. So that's all I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to start with the small brush and work on the center of the flower and work my way out. So I'm gonna start with this one here, and I think I need to rotate. I hope you can see okay. I have it kind of tilted. Yeah, I think you can. It's just easier for me to work on this one, or maybe I'll work on this one. It's easier to work straight on the subject. So I'm going to dip it into my violet. Oh, I've mixed just three colors: white, black, and violet. White I've mixed with a little bit of yellow, okay, 4 colors, to come up with a warm white, and then white with a bit of black to have a gray, a neutral gray, and then the violet, that's straight from the tube, and then these are mixed different degrees of violet and white. So I'm going into the violet and the black to come up with a nice dark tone, and I'm going to start in the middle. The middle of the flower is the darkest, and then it gets lighter as it goes out. So using those kind of, I'm going to try to incorporate that swirl business. It's already, you know, pretty good middle of the rose. I kept it pretty much in all of those. So chisel edge, smash and down. It's tricky in the center, in the small little strokes. But I'm very much just following the spiral shape I did with the skewer. Okay, I'm going to go into the mid-tone one I mixed up and work my way out here. I don't mind if a little of that green shows through. these strokes are going to grow larger and larger as you head out to the outer part of the flower. You can hardly see that, so I'm going to go into the this third color I mixed, which is drying up. I think I'll have to pick up some white. Maybe I'll skip the pink and just use the white. So I'm just making really that same stroke. Chisel, smash, and chisel all around, starting in the middle and working my way out. And you get kind of a, abstract, I guess what you maybe call a cabbage rose effect. And I'm smashing it down more. Oh, I could have switched to the larger brush, but I might as well do the whole thing with this size 4. I think that one's almost done. I'm going to leave it. Let me go to this one now. The center is already very dark, so I'll just bring it up a step and go to my mid-tone. Get these little tiny petals in the middle there. Oops. Now I'm going a bit lighter. Chisel edge, smash, and chisel edge. So kind of a twist at the end there. Now these are the easiest when you're doing it straight on like this. If you want to look at the rose from the side, and that's what I did up here. I did this one, and then I didn't like the way it looked. It looked funny, and so I tried to fix it, and it looks terrible now. So when I pause, I'm going to fix this rose. But this view of pretty much straight on is the easiest to do. Although ones from the side are very effective, pretty, but if you only have one from that orientation, it looks silly, and that's what happened there. I found myself skewering a lot of my paintings lately, so I could be making a lot of roses. Okay. Oh, it's going pretty fast. I might as well keep going. I've got 2 more. It looks like I started that one. I'm going to go into the straight white. You don't want too much paint on your brush. So you could probably get 2 or 3 petals out of each brush load. Let your background show through. That's the beauty of it, that it's half done for you. And go beyond the swirl, and that's what I'm doing here. And then it becomes like a transparent petal. You can see through a bit. Okay, this one's really lost in here. But what happened was that the acrylic paints dry so flat that they need a few layers. So I'm going to brighten this one up. I'll do that one later. You've seen 3 now. But I'm going to brighten this one up by going into the, instead of just straight white, believe it or not, white looks even whiter if you add a drop of yellow. And the easy way to do that, I'm going to go into this warm yellow I mixed, add a little bit, and then go into the straight white. Now this is white right there, but when I add, well, now you could tell here, I did it here, and you can see how much brighter that is. Now that has yellow in it. This had too much yellow, so I need to go over that. In fact, maybe that's the one I'll fix right now. But you can see how that's really making that pop. So it may need a few layers to be complete. Oh yeah, I like that. And I'm only kind of highlighting, we'll call this highlighting, one side of the rose, just to give it a little more dimension that way. It's darker on one side and lighter on the other. Let's put a little on this one here. Okay, well, you don't need to watch me do all of this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go back and strengthen the light areas, fix that one, and then I'll be back and we'll add some leaves. Okay, I've returned. Well, I've pretty much finished the roses. I could go back and add a little more highlighting as it dries if I determine it needs it, but now it's time to add some greenery to it. Believe it or not, there's so much going on here, but I don't know that you could tell they're flowers without some greenery. So I like to make my greens with yellow and black. So let me take some yellow here. I'll just mix it over here where I think you can see it. It's yellow, put it up a little bit, and a little black, a little less than half of the yellow there, and that makes a nice rich green. And then, how does that look? I think it looks okay with that, with the colors here. but I need some different values of it, so then I'll take some of that and put it aside and add a little more black. I don't have a lot of black on the canvas here, but the palette for there. But anyway, there we go. That's a nice dark green. And then I'll take some of that and put it aside and add some white to make a highlight color. So now I've got three shades of green, and they all go together because they're made with the same two colors. Plus white. All right. Now, I don't want realistic looking leaves, so I'm just going to make them very simple and just do the shape of the shape. Well, first of all, let me run some stems. Just some stem lines on here. So we're using the chisel edge of this larger brush, holding it way back here so I'm nice and fluid with it. I'm just going to run some kind of floating stems there. Kind of run them throughout, little dashes here and there. Maybe continuing up here. Okay, now that kind of carries the eye through the painting. You don't want them just to get stuck in the middle there. All right, now it's a little dry. I'm going to add a little water. Loosen it up a little bit. Okay, gone into my middle value, and let's throw some leaves in here. I'm just going to, let's see, I need some stems here. I added these little kind of bud looking things. I just felt it needed something else. So let's see. Just gonna chisel edge, smash it down, and lift. Chisel edge, smash it down, and lift. That wasn't very good. I went right close to the stem. That's no good. So I'm going to shave off a little bit of that with a dry, a wet, clean brush. There we go. Kind of make a little stem and then smash and lift. Chisel, smash, lift. Chisel, smash, lift. Chisel, smash, lift. I'm going to throw some in here too. I'm kind of dabbing the paint into all three colors, so they're all three on the brush. If I were doing, you know, a realism thing, I would be far more careful with this and with the placement of colors, but I'm not, so. I didn't like that one all that much, so cover it up. Going right over the Oh, and this is my flower I really don't like, so let's cover that puppy up with some, part of it with some leaves. Don't want to go crazy with the leaves either because, you know, they're secondary to the flowers, but I think it helps. It helps the roses look more like roses. That wasn't a good one. Okay. Cleaning my brush. Well, my friends, here is the finished painting. I had to pause there for a moment, and then I returned and forgot to hit record. So all I did was lighten the leaves a little bit. I felt they were just a bit too dark, and refined their shape a teeny bit. Let me bring you in for a closer peek. And now I see I left one of the swirls on the far right there unadorned, but I'm going to leave it. I think it's kind of fun to have a little before and after. And I think it's quite fun. I'm displaying it here on a little easel, but I think it would look nice in a simple white frame as well. It's just kind of a fresh little summer painting. I hope you'll give it a try and let me know how it goes. Thanks for joining me as always. Bye now.